Okay, boys and girls, we're back into doing some math today. Just a reminder, we're in the module 4 of our math unit. These are our overall goals for our unit, using different strategies, solving word problems, decomposing numbers, finding a number that makes 10, and fluency. Today, we're going to focus on solving word problems, which is a little bit of decomposing numbers. So we're going to be doing a little bit of both of these. Before we get started, just make sure you remember all of our math strategies. Whichever strategy your teacher gave you, just make sure you're working on your math strategies every day. All right, boys and girls, before we get started, let's go over some of our vocabulary words or academic vocabulary. That word is number bond. A number bond is a tool that we use to compose or decompose numbers. This word is part. Two parts make a whole for a number bond. The two numbers let you know what the whole is when you add them together. And the last one is whole. Whole is the two numbers combined. So what these two numbers together makes the whole. All right, boys and girls. Today, we're going to be solving word problems. We're going to be solving word problems, and we're going to use our number bond to help us and our equation. So watch how I do the first one by myself. Okay, so this is a word problem. It says, there are 2 cats in a yard. 4 more cats came into the yard. Fill in the number bond. So I need to think. It said that there were 2 cats in the yard. Is that my part or my whole? I think 2 cats is my part. 2 cats are my part. 2 cats. Now it says there are 2 cats in a yard. 4 more cats came. 4 more cats came. Watch how I add 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more cats came. So first I had 2 cats and then 4 more came. So now I need to see how many is there all together. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count on 5, 6. Oh, because 4 plus 2 equals 6. There are now 6 cats in the yard. And I like to label my number bond so I don't get confused. So this is part, and this is whole. And I want to label my equation as well too, so I don't get confused. This is the part, and this is the whole. So let me see. Now that I know where my numbers are plugged into my number bond, maybe I could write my equation. So there were 4 cats. And, let me just put 2 first. There were 2 cats in the yard and 4 more came. All together now there are 6 cats. Okay? Did you see what I did? First I read my word problem. I circled all my important parts too. And then I said, 2 is my part and 4 is my part. And together my 2 parts make my whole 6. Then I thought maybe I could write an equation with all that I know about my number bond. And I looked and I said 2 is in the part, 4 is in the part, and 6 is in the whole. 2 plus 4 equals 6. I could check this on my hand to see if this is true. 2 plus 4 more, let's count to see if it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 plus 4 equals 6. This is right. Give myself a check. All right, now let's try one together. I'm going to take off my pieces off my board. And you could go and grab your number bond, or if you don't have a number bond at home, that's okay. Just draw your number bond with a pencil on a sheet of paper and then write your equation lines. So let's get started. I have another problem for you. It says, there were 3 pieces of candy on the table. Miss Cameron put 4 more pieces of candy on the table. Fill in the number bond. So let's see. There were 3 pieces of candy on the table, and Miss Cameron put 4 more pieces of candy on the table. Can you help me out to fill in my number bond? So let's think first. How many pieces of candy were on the table first? Yep, I think there were, just like we read, that there were 3 pieces of candy. So I'm going to put 3 in my part. Because I know I'm looking for my whole, because it said there are 3 pieces of candy and then 4 more. So I'm looking for what's the whole, putting those 2 numbers together. So there were 3 pieces of candy. Then what happened? What number should I put here? Go ahead, write it. Did you put 4? Did you said 4? Because if I had 3 pieces of candy first, and then Miss Cameron came and put 4 more pieces of candy, that's 3 plus 4. Now I need to find my whole. Do you know how I could find my whole? Go ahead, tell me. Yep, if I count all the pieces in my 2 parts, I will be able to find the number to put in my whole. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is my whole because 3 plus 4 equals 7. Now let's try to write my equation. Should I put 7 here? No, I should not put 7 here because 7 is my whole. And that wouldn't make sense because my parts are supposed to equal my whole. So I'm going to put 3 here because that's my part. And I'm going to put a 4 here because that's my part. And I'm going to put a 7 here because that's my whole. And this equation says 3 plus 4 equals 7. Just like how my number bond says 3 plus 4 equals 7. Did you see what I did? And I could check it on my hand too. 3 plus 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that answer is right. Now, boys and girls, I want you to try one on your own. I'm going to check it with you, but I want you to try it on your own. Erase your whiteboard. Erase, 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 erase. So I'm going to leave my labels to help you out. But listen to this word problem. I said, I have 8 pencils. I got 1 more pencil. Fill in the number bond. So I have 8 pencils. I got 1 more pencils. 1 more pencil. Can you fill in my number bond? Go ahead, I'll wait, and then we'll check it together. Okay, did you write it? So, what did you put here? Yep, you put 8. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be a lot on my number bond. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 in my part. What did you put in your other part? Yep, I put 1 more. I had 8 pencils, and then I got 1 more pencil. What did you put in your whole? If you said 9, you were right. Let's count to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because these 2 parts equal my whole. Now let's fill in my equation. Did you say put 8 right here? Because 8 is in my part. How about right here? Did you say 1? Because 1 is in my part. And what did you say for the whole? Yep, 9 in the whole. Because 8 plus 1 equal 9. And we could check that using my counters or using my fingers. Okay, boys and girls, thank you so much for working with me in math. Be sure to grab your exit ticket and fill out your exit ticket. When you're finished, you can self-assess on the next slide. See you soon.